Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on 10 games in Fanatical's Platinum Collection of March 2025. To help me answer the question, should you buy it? By using the links in the description below, you'll gain access to this bundle and have the opportunity to gain early access to videos by buying a copy through Buy Me a Coffee or Ko-Fi. Your support means the world to me, and I absolutely appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into this. At number 1 we have SteamWorld Classics Bundle. The SteamWorld Classics Bundle brings together 4 distinct adventures, each offering a fresh take on the ever-evolving SteamWorld universe. Whether you enjoy platforming, strategy, or RPGs, this collection is something for you. SteamWorld Dig is a mining-focused platformer that challenges you to dig deep, unearth treasures, and upgrade your gear to survive. As Rusty, a steam-powered robot, you'll explore an underground world filled with hazards and hidden secrets. The gameplay loop of digging, selling ores, and upgrading keeps things engaging, though the experience is relatively short. Its sequel, SteamWorld Dig 2, improves on every aspect, offering a richer world, refined platforming, and deeper exploration. Playing as Dorothy, you'll navigate vast interconnected tunnels, solve environmental puzzles, and customize your abilities through mods. The expanded world and new tools make it one of the best indie platformers available. Shifting genres entirely, SteamWorld Heist is a turn-based tactical shooter where you command Piper Faraday and her crew of spacefaring outlaws. Unlike traditional strategy games, you manually aim every shot, making combat feel precise and rewarding. Trick shots and ricochets add depth, while the charming characters and witty dialogue bring the world to life. It is an underrated gem that blends turn-based strategy with real-time skill. Finally, SteamWorld Quest Hand of Gilgamesh delivers a deck-building RPG adventure. You'll form a party, battle enemies with turn-based card combat, and uncover a storybook-style fantasy world. While the battle system is deep, the overwhelming number of cards and repetitive level design hold it back. The SteamWorld Classics Bundle showcases the creativity of the SteamWorld series. Each game stands on its own, but together, they highlight the franchise's ability to reinvent itself across genres. Whether you dig, shoot, or strategize, there's something worth playing here. At number 2 we have Zero Protocol, an immersive simulation set in an underground Antarctic research facility, where you, as Dr. Brooks, must uncover the truth behind a mysterious event called the Zero Protocol. With the base's staff driven mad and supplies scarce, your goal is simple: survive and escape. Inspired by System Shock, this is not a shooter, despite arming you early on. Every bullet matters, and careful resource management is key. BB4, a nootropic or smart drug, helps maintain your sanity, but using it too freely might not be wise. The game brilliantly plays with perception, sometimes losing grip on reality, reveals hidden truths. This mechanic adds depth, forcing you to decide when to embrace madness. Despite simple graphics, Zero Protocol delivers tension in spades. The eerie atmosphere and psychological elements make each corridor unsettling. Exploring the base means unlocking doors, reading computer logs, and piecing together what really happened. The game's first half is gripping, full of creeping dread, but by the second half, the scares become predictable. Unfortunately, the introduction of small skittering enemies, particularly facehugger-like spiders, feels more frustrating than frightening. Still, the unraveling story keeps you engaged until the very end. With the final choice leading to 2 different endings, the game ensures that your decisions matter. While it does not reach System Shock levels of complexity, Zero Protocol is an impressive solo-developed project. It's a compact, well-executed thriller that leaves you eager to see what its creator does next. At number 3 we have Anodyne 2 Return to Dust, a retro-inspired genre-blending adventure that dives into a nostalgic blend of 80s and 90s pixel art and early 3D graphics reminiscent of PS1 and N64 games. You play as Nova, a nano-cleaner created to save New Zealand from a mind-warping dust plague. The game's narrative is deeply personal, reflecting themes of self-discovery, as you interact with unique characters like Palisade and Sea Salmus, who guide Nova on her mission. Gameplay alternates between a 3D world filled with exploration and light platforming, and 2D pixel art segments where you shrink down and enter infected beings. Each 2D level offers a different visual style and mechanic, from puzzle solving to combat with your dust vacuum. The transition between these modes keeps the gameplay fresh and engaging, as does the meta commentary that often breaks the fourth wall. The game's visuals stand out with their low poly charm and lush pastel environments. The soundtrack is equally compelling, offering a mix of orchestral, techno, and nostalgic tunes that perfectly captures the game's shifting atmospheres. Anodyne 2 is not without its flaws. Some gameplay elements can feel repetitive, and a few puzzles may leave you stumped, but the in-game hints and optional guides keep you moving forward. For fans of indie game design, or anyone who loves a nostalgia-fueled journey packed with heart, Anodyne 2 is a must-play that celebrates the love of game making with every pixel. At number 4 we have Dream Tactics, a captivating deck-building adventure. This game tells the story of Neru, a lazy hero who must save the realm of dreams from the nefarious Dream Eater. Despite its imperfections, Dream Tactics offers a unique and engaging experience that you'll want to add to your gaming library. Dream Tactics is not a roguelike, but don't let that deter you. As you explore various dream worlds, you'll collect a plethora of cards from hidden chests, allowing you to customize each character's deck and recruit new heroes. Your starting team includes Neru, Luna the Bunny Knight, and Sophie the Berserker. As you progress, you'll gather more characters like Ember the Fire Mage and Reggie the Thief, who is one of the few friendly pillows you'll encounter. The game's main activities involve exploring vast dream worlds, battling hordes of sentient pillows in turn-based combat, and defeating key bosses to collect dream fragments. The banter between characters and quirky nature of the pillow enemies add a humorous touch to the game. Pillows come in various classes, from witches and archers to healers and lightning casters, providing diverse combat challenges. Dream Tactics shines in its unique blend of turn-based tactics and deck building. Each character has a distinct deck of cards, and you can share cards between them, allowing for strategic gameplay adjustments. Additionally, the game's equipment system, though complex, adds another layer of depth to character customization. While the game encourages exploration with rewards like buttons, which is the currency, and new cards, it has a few drawbacks. Some battles can feel repetitive, and the game's difficulty may spike unexpectedly. Trap gauntlets, requiring you to navigate hazards, can also be frustrating due to their high risk of failure and lack of mid-gauntlet saves. Despite minor issues, Dream Tactics is a fun, ambitious, and humorous adventure. It offers a surprisingly challenging experience, with successful runs taking over 10 hours. Fans of tactical and deck-building genres will find much to enjoy in this delightful game. At number 5 we have Super Bullet Break, a deck-building roguelike with a wild premise. Online games are being corrupted by rogue AI known as Singular Ladies, and you must hack into these worlds, recruit allies, and battle through strategic card-based fights to restore order. Unlike typical deck builders, your cards are actually anime-style characters called bullets, each with unique abilities and effects. Combat revolves around managing energy costs, choosing the right bullets to attack, defend, or trigger powerful combos. You can always see enemy actions in advance, so success comes down to planning and building a well-balanced deck. The game offers deep mechanics, with synergies between bullet types that can drastically change your strategy. For example, Heartsplosion bullets reduce costs when charged, while Combo Beam bullets unleash devastating area damage when stacked. Choosing new bullets carefully is key. Overloading your deck with offense can leave you vulnerable. Outside of combat, branching paths let you choose between healing, shops, and tougher battles, all leading to brutal boss fights. The challenge is intense, and the game explains very little, leaving you to sink or swim. The first world alone is punishing, and with 7 in total, the difficulty only increases. However, the game's excessive fan service may turn some players away. Every bullet is a scantily clad anime girl, often in suggestive poses, which can be distracting or off-putting. If you love tough deck builders and don't mind the art style, Super Bullet Break offers a rewarding, if overwhelming, challenge. At number 6 we have SkateBIRD, a lighthearted arcade-style skateboarding game where you control a tiny bird performing tricks on makeshift skate parks built from everyday objects. Inspired by classic Tony Hawk games. Ha! Hawk! Get it? Hawk and Bird. It offers a fun, physics-driven experience filled with silly bird humor and charming visuals. Your tiny skater handles tricks in a familiar way, holding a button to ollie, then flicking the stick for flips, grabs, and grinds. However, SkateBIRD embraces floaty physics, allowing for mid-air flaps that act like double jumps. This adds a unique twist, but also makes movement feel imprecise at times. The game encourages creativity by rewarding long trick combos, even allowing you to scram, a loud squawk, to keep your combo going. The missions you take on are just as absurd as the birds themselves. From collecting letters to screaming at the floor, the tasks lean into the game's goofy personality. While the humor is fun, the objectives can feel repetitive, often boiling down to fetching items or hitting specific trick spots. The blurred depth of field effect can also make finding objects frustrating. Customization is a highlight, with 38 bird species to choose from and plenty of accessories from sunglasses to wizard hats. The soundtrack is another standout, featuring a mix of lo-fi beats and punk rock that perfectly complements the game's laid-back, silly vibe. While SkateBIRD is not the tightest skateboarding game, its charm and humor make it a fun ride, if it can handle its janky physics and quirky design choices. At number 7 we have Flooded, a reverse city builder where you manage a mining colony on shrinking islands as the ocean rapidly rises. Instead of expanding a settlement indefinitely, you must gather resources, complete objectives, and escape before everything sinks beneath the waves. This twist on the genre creates a constant sense of urgency, forcing you to balance progress with survival. Your main goal is to progress through 4 eras by meeting specific requirements, such as constructing ships, upgrading buildings, or removing obstacles. However, as time passes, the water level rises, swallowing structures near the shore. You can delay the inevitable with bulwarks and artificial land, but land itself is a scarce resource. The game's challenge lies in efficient space management. Mines for materials, housing for workers, and storage for supplies all need to be prioritized carefully. Despite its pressure-driven gameplay, Flooded never feels overwhelming. The pacing keeps you engaged without becoming stressful. Randomized elements, like different resource requirements and procedurally generated islands, ensure that no 2 runs play out exactly the same. Additionally, light RTS mechanics introduce pirate attacks, adding extra variety. With 12 levels, a quick play mode, and endless mode, Flooded offers just the right amount of content. The writing is lighthearted, filled with humor and pop culture references, making the journey enjoyable even when your infrastructure is vanishing beneath the waves. While it may not be as expansive as traditional builders, Flooded delivers a well-executed, tightly designed experience that is both fun and refreshingly unique. At number 8 we have Go Mecha Ball, a neon-soaked twin-stick shooter where you control a mech that can transform into a high-speed wrecking ball. It's all about the fast reflexes, chaotic combat, and blasting your way through robotic enemies and dazzling, vibrant arenas designed to test your skills. You start the game as one of the 4 distinct mechs, each equipped with different weapons and power-ups, rolling into arenas packed with ramps, pits, and enemies to destroy. The thrill comes from switching between shooting and curling into a ball to either dodge or smash into foes. Each battle feels fast and intense, and the game's visually stunning neon aesthetic only adds to the excitement. The gameplay is incredibly satisfying, with quick battles and adrenaline-pumping action. However, the lack of variety holds it back. Once you get the hang of it, you may notice that each run starts to feel a bit repetitive. With only 4 worlds and a handful of weapons and upgrades, you'll quickly run out of new content. While the boss fights offer great moments, the rest of the game's roguelike structure lacks enough depth to keep you engaged for the long term. Go Mecha Ball offers a fun, frantic experience, but runs out of steam quite quickly. If you're after a weekend of high-octane action, this game delivers, but don't expect it to last much longer than that, unless you don't mind the repetitive loop. At number 9 we have War for the Overworld, an unofficial sequel to the classic Dungeon Keeper games, aiming to revive the beloved underground lair building experience. You play as an evil overlord, carving out dungeons, managing creatures, and preparing for battles against invading heroes and rival keepers. The core gameplay remains familiar. Dig tunnels, construct rooms, research spells, and set traps, keeping the essence of Dungeon Keeper intact. While War for the Overworld faithfully recreates many elements of the original games, its changes are a mixed bag. Creature design lacks the personality and charm of Dungeon Keeper, often feeling generic. Your minions serve more as resources than living, unpredictable dungeon dwellers, missing the chaotic interactions that made the originals so memorable. The game's user interface is also cluttered, with overlapping buttons and an overwhelming research system, making navigation frustrating at times. On the positive side, the game successfully expands the Dungeon Keeper formula with a non-linear research tree, offering more strategic choices. However, this complexity leans towards competitive multiplayer, making single-player base building feel secondary. The campaign's difficulty spikes may alienate those looking for a relaxed dungeon management experience. Bugs and unfinished features at launch were concerning, though the developers have actively patched the game. Despite its flaws, War for the Overworld is the closest thing to Dungeon Keeper 3 you'll find. If you crave a modern take on a classic formula, it delivers. Just be prepared for a more demanding and less whimsical experience. And number 10 we have Sticky Business, a charming casual simulation game. This game lets you design and sell unique stickers on a simulated online marketplace. It offers a delightful aesthetic and a simple yet engaging premise. You start your entrepreneurial journey with a brief tutorial on creating stickers using built-in tools. The design options are plentiful, spanning various themes like gaming, space, animals, and more. Despite a lack of monkey-themed stickers, the available assets are enough to keep you engaged. The game's creativity component is surprisingly satisfying, encouraging you to experiment and feel proud of your designs. The simulation spans multiple days, with each action consuming a portion of your available time. Despite the limited actions per day, the game is relaxing, with lenient deadlines allowing you to play at your own pace. The restriction in sticker creation, using only pre-built components, foster creativity by providing a structured yet flexible environment. However, the business aspects of the game are underwhelming. Packing stickers involves clicking items on a list, and optimizing sticker sheets becomes unnecessary due to the game's generous profitability. Business decisions are minimal, with no pricing control or significant investment options, making Sticky Business more of a sticker creator than a business simulator. The game's characters, who share their backstories and struggles, add some narrative, but fail to create deep connections. Nevertheless, customer suggestions and experience points for sticker components add a layer of interaction and progression. With its calming soundtrack and charming art design, Sticky Business is an enjoyable experience that encourages creativity. While it falls short as a business simulator, it excels as a delightful sticker-making game. And that's all for this bundle. This bundle is an absolute steal. Not only do you get some killer SteamWorld classics, but grabbing this bundle hooks you up with fat discounts on Heist 2 and Build. And with the Steam Spring Sale going on, you can stack those savings even more. If you're into unique indies, Anodyne 2 is a wild ride, jumping between 3D platforming and 2D Zelda vibes. Whether you're a SteamWorld fan or digging deep into indie gems, this bundle is a no-brainer. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and maybe consider unlocking early access to videos by buying the channel a coffee. Special thanks to Terry D for subscribing to the Early Access Army. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.